Hey, Donna here. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I wanted to wish you a special happy Thanksgiving and shoot you this special video just for you. Now, I've noticed, especially over the last month or so, in dealing with students, with people in my courses, even people corresponding online, that there's been an interesting way of thinking. Now, why am I noticing this now? Well, it's not just now. I've always taught mindset, and I've always taught about, boosting your performance, right? Well, it's really evident to me now because I am still reading the book, Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. And I'm not plugging the book, but there's something in here that I read today that I want to share with you. And this is something that really, really resonated with me. And it's the concept of progress versus perfection. Now, we're coming up to the end of the year where we tend to evaluate our lives. We tend to evaluate, okay, how did we do this year? Did we do the things we wanted? Did we reach our goals? All right, what are we going to do for next year? And there's a thinking that goes along with that, and we start to feel bad if we didn't accomplish what we set out to achieve. And we start to put that on ourselves, making ourselves almost as if we're bad. But that's not what it is. So progress versus perfection. Let me see if you can relate to this. So someone who thinks in terms of perfection may say something like this. I have only one shot at this. If I fail or lose or get rejected, it means I suck and I should quit. Or how about this? It's either all or nothing. If I can't get everything I want now, what's the point? You ever think like that? I know I did. And when I read that, it reminded me of high school. When I was playing in NISMA competitions, and it's not a competition, it's, you're basically playing a solo, you're getting evaluated. Unfortunately, those grades were the grades to be considered to get into all state, all county, all those types of things. So there's a lot of pressure there. And so I always had all or nothing thinking. Now, that's the perfection thinking. Here's the progress-minded thinking. I'll take as many shots as I can. I'll learn from every attempt, and I'll get stronger and better. Let's see. Oh yeah. I'll start small and simple now, then iterate and evolve over time, instead of thinking it's either all or nothing. All right? I wanted to read you another thing from this book that I really resonated with, and I think this is something that we all go through at various points of our lives, but for some people, they get stuck at this point. And Marie calls it minding the gap. And it's essentially minding the gap on your journey. All right. There's a gap between what we feel, see, and know in our hearts about the change we want to make or the goal we want to achieve and our capacity to pull it off. All right. Now, so this passage is actually from Ira Glass, who was the host and producer of the NPR show This American Life. All right, so I want to read this. It's a little bit long, but I want to see if this resonates with you. And if it does, listen to what he's saying here, because this is super important. And I'm going to drive it home with a point at the end. And then I'll say to you, if this resonates, definitely respond to the email newsletter I sent out. So he says, a thing that nobody tells people who are beginners, I really wish somebody had told this to me, is that all of us who do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste. But it's like there's a gap that for the first couple of years that you're making stuff, what you're making isn't so good, okay? It's not that great. It's really not that great. It's trying to be good. It has ambition to be good, but it's not quite that good. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, your taste is still killer. And your taste is good enough that you can tell that what you're making is a kind of disappointment to you. You know what I mean? A lot of people never get past that phase. A lot of people at that point quit. And the thing I'd just like to say to you with all my heart is that most everybody I know who does interesting creative work, like improvisation, like playing music, they went through a phase of years where they had really good taste and they could tell that what they were making wasn't as good as they wanted it to be. They knew it fell short. It didn't have the special thing that we wanted it to have. And the thing I would say to you is everyone goes through that. And for you to go through it, or if you're going through it right now, if you're just getting out of that phase, you got to know it's normal. It's totally normal. And the most important possible thing you can do is do a lot of work. Do a huge volume of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week or every month you know you're going to finish one story, or maybe finish working on one tune, or finish working out, how to figure out the chords, connecting the chords in an improvisation. Because it's only by actually going through a volume of work, doing the work, that you're actually going to catch up and close that gap. And the work you're making will be as good as your ambitions. It takes a while. It's going to take you a while. It's normal to take a while. And you just have to fight your way through it. Progress, not perfection, is the only way to bridge the gap between your ability and your ambition. And that quote is from Marie Forleo. It's moving forward step by step. Okay, it's not worrying about having the worrying mindset of, or a feel-oriented mindset of, what will they think of me? And instead thinking, what can I learn from this? Not thinking, what will everyone say about me? And thinking, how can I improve? This one is really key, because I got to tell you, God, that really resonated with me. I remember back in school, there was this one guy who, his name was Arthur, actually, and what he would do when we were learning a new physical skill and stuff, this is not music related, but he would learn a new physical skill, and he would go for it. He would try each time, he would say, I'm learning, I'm getting better. I did better this time than last time. Another friend, her name was Carol, would say, if I did it once, I know I've got it, I just have to repeat it. Okay, repeat and rinse and repeat, right? So it would be awesome for you to adopt the progress versus perfection mindset. And that's my gift to you. I wanted to just read that passage for you. This is only for my subscribers because, you guys are special to me. And I'm hoping that that passage that I read, some of the quotes that I read, some of the questions I asked really resonated with you. And if it didn't resonate, hey, that's fine, but hopefully this message, you could relay it to someone else. All right, on that note, thanks for joining me. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.